Hello, my name is Adriana Teodoro-Dier. I'm an intuitive reader, and I have a message today for the water signs. This is for Pisces, Scorpio, and Cancer. So I'm going to start at the end. The takeaway of this whole reading is that you really need to think about how you want your future to be, because what you're doing right now is creating your future. So if you're feeling grounded and calm and secure, your future is going to be grounded and calm and secure. If you're feeling otherwise, that's what you're going to get. Okay, so that's where we end. But let me show you the cards. We've got the Two of Wands on this side. That has to do with the future focus. Now, the rest of this spread is actually going the other way. So I'll show you all these as if in a story. So a Five of Wands, the Four of Wands, and then the 10 of Wands, and then the 7 of Cups. Now, if we just think about the elements, we've got 3 fire cards. That is not something that water signs feel comfortable with. Fire represents activity, and in this case, it's frenetic activity. The kind of activity that's adrenaline fueled. It's not calm. It's just very and you're kind of doing things out of reacting. You know, it's instinctual. It's not carefully thought out and calm or calculated. And the thing is that for the water signs, what's going on is all of this fieriness is burning out your emotions. And then because emotions are how you navigate through your life and your intuition, that's kind of your compass. Because all of this fire energy is just burning it out, it's not giving you a clear handle on what you're supposed to be doing and what you're supposed to be focusing on. It ends in the 7 of Cups. And in the 7 of Cups card, you can see she's pointing at this impossible dream here, this castle in the sky, whereas the other figure, the man, he's looking down at his map going, no, we should probably go this way. But this she's also a bit moonstruck. I don't know if you can really see. There's a half moon kind of hitting her face there. So what this has to do with is that her perspective is not grounded. She's totally up in the clouds. She's not making choices that are really in her best interest for this grounded reality now. She's lost in a fantasy world. She's a bit delusional. And all of this is because all of this fire activity has just burned out your compass and you're just not sure where to point. Now, the card we started with is the card we end with. All of this pattern of behavior, all of this occurrence has been really pointing you away from the future, which is pretty ironic because that's why all of this happened, because of the concern for the future. This, I've got to do all this, I've got to do this, I've got to get this done. And, you know, everyone around you is kind of in this as well. But this is saying, sit back for a second. What do you want your future to be like? Do you want to have a happy, loving, confident, joyful future? Do you want your future to be heart-centered? Do you want your future to be fear-centered? Do you want your future to be full of anxiety, or do you want your future to be full of security? And I know right now it's kind of hard to grab onto these things, but we have to understand that the way we're responding and what we're thinking about is really creating our world, even less than the circumstance. So, you know, it's not about choosing X over Y, but it's really about thinking what your future is going to be like. Think about how you'd like to feel tomorrow. Think about how you'd like to feel next week. And then work backwards from that. Work backwards from that and really pace out, okay, well then how could I respond differently to the situation today to create that result tomorrow? I know this is going to take a lot of discipline. It's going to take a lot of effort, and it's also going to be a little difficult in some of your environments when everybody else is doing that thing that I described, the fire thing, when they're the ones spiraling and burning themselves out. But change can start with a single person, and then think of all the people that you touch in your life. And so it is possible to send through this time a sense of calm, a sense of love, a sense of well-being, but the change really has to start with you. If you've got questions, please reach out in the comments. Would love to hear from you. I'm available for private readings or couples readings if you'd like to get a little bit of a glimpse. Not necessarily of the future, although that may come up in the course of the reading, but it's more, are you ready to hear the helpful messages from your guides for you? That's that's generally the information that comes through. So if you're interested in that, please check out my website, and I will talk to you next week. Have a good one.